Assalamu alaikum. Today we're going to talk about Hajj and then how do we pay for our Hajj packages on the Nusuk platform. To start with, this is a disclaimer. This information provided in this video about payment options for Hajj pilgrims is for informational purposes only. We do not assume any liability, including financial or otherwise. Payment options discussed in the video are our personal experiences and knowledges, and we cannot guarantee the completion. It's up to the viewers to exercise their own judgment and discretion and seek professional advice before making any financial decisions. By watching this video, you hold us harmless from any and all liability that may arise from the use of the information presented. Please work with Nusuk support if you have questions. With that, if you notice from the Twitter account for Nusuk Hajj, they have announced that the packages will be released soon. And it is expected that it actually be really soon. It could be in a day or so. So if you haven't already registered on Nusuk, make sure that you have already registered, because you would need some time to verify your profile before you can actually select a package. If you haven't registered yet, there are other Hajj related videos that I'll link in the description below. So let's talk about general tips. Do not pay for any services outside the official Nusuk Hajj platform. Do not share your financial information with anyone, including the Nusuk Hajj staff. They're not supposed to ask for CVV or OTP codes. Once selected, you will not be able to change the payment method. So you will need to cancel and rebook using another payment method. And the cancellation policy will apply. So before you make a payment, make sure you are satisfied with the package and all the details that you are trying to select. You have to continue to maintain your bank account or credit card. Do not close or let it expire after making the payment. So payment will be in Saudi riyals, so exchange rates will apply. Let's talk about payment options that are provided by Nusuk. One will be credit cards, which could be either Visa or MasterCard. Second is a bank transfer. And third is cash. We'll also talk about refunds and cancellation options in this video. So the first option is credit card, which is Visa or MasterCard. Contact your bank or credit card issuer to increase the credit limit if required. This could be a larger amount, and you might not have a credit card that actually works for your scenario. So notify that you will be paying for Hajj package and mention the Nusuk Hajj to avoid any blocking. Check if your credit card supports foreign transactions. Some credit cards might only work domestically. And also note that foreign transaction fees will apply. Debit cards typically have spending limits on single transactions, so might not work. Check with your bank. Payment for main person and all the companions to be made in a single transaction using one card. And you will only have 30 minutes to make the payment. So this is really important information, again, to note that this is going to be needing a single transaction with one card and only 30 minutes to make the payment. So this is a sample screenshot from one of the documentation that Nusuk provides. You'll enter your card number, your expiration date, your card holder information, your CVV code, and you hit pay now. The booking details should look something similar to this. There are some sample dates listed here. Be aware of the cancellation policy on your package. Depending on the dates, you would have different amounts that would get deducted if you had to cancel the package. Second option is the bank transfer. A unique IBAN number will be generated for you by Nusuk Hajj. So this will need to be used to transfer and complete the transaction. This will be unique to you and your companions and cannot be used by others. So only send money to your own IBAN number and not to be shared with anybody else. You can use multiple banks and multiple transactions to pay. Nusuk mentions that you should be able to track this on your own profile. Be aware of the time it takes for transactions to go through. Check with your bank on how long it will take. There are some time limits that are listed. First is the 5-day limit. By the end of the displayed date, 50% of the payment should have been received, else the booking will be canceled. The amount will be displayed as an unused amount that could be used for another booking. Be careful that the cancellation policy will not apply and some fees might not be refundable. 3 days after the 5 days deadline, you get some additional 3 days to pay the rest of the balance. If not, booking will be canceled. So when you do select the bank transfer option, note your date when you book. This is the date that you will need to complete the transactions by. It alerts you that there is an IBAN number that you have been generated for you that you should not share with anybody else. and you need this to complete the payment process. It will provide you in the screenshot the bank information, the IBN information. Now, again, if you look at a sample package, there will be a date range, a date when you will need to make the payment by, the IBN information, the bank information, and any cancellation policy and deduction percentages that apply. So this is a sample screenshot from Bank of America when you try to do an international wire transfer. Again, we're not recommending that you use this method. You actually do want to call the bank or go into the bank to make the payment if that works better. Talk to the bank customer service and figure out what is the best way for you to make the payment. But nevertheless, this screenshot will tell you what kind of information to be expected to be able to complete the transfer. One is if you select international, select Saudi Arabia, there are some transaction fees that might apply. Your Bank of America is listing that for foreign currencies, outbound wire transfer fees, there's no fees. But if you were doing it in dollars, it would have been 45. So if you select the currency, they're expecting the transfer to be made in Saudi Riyal. And when you send the recipient information, it does ask you for the business name, address, city, country, postal code. Now, the screenshot provided by Nusuk didn't provide all that information, but hopefully when you actually make the payment, are ready to making the payment, they do provide you that information. If in case of any confusion, contact Nusuk support. You will be required to provide the recipient's name, address, city information, plus the IBN number. You will enter the IBN number. You want to verify your identity to verify that the account that you're trying to add is actually what you were intending to add. The third option is cash. It will be permitted in some countries based on their policies. If cash payment is allowed while booking, select the nearest center to you. 5 days, there'll be 5 days to make the payment. So you want to ensure that you have sufficient funds to complete the transactions for you and your companions, taking into account the exchange rates. You'll have to take your passport with you and present to the cashier upon making a payment. Confirm you have received the confirmation email before you leave the center. If you face any difficulty, contact Nusuk support team for assistance, which is the email support@hajj.nusuk.sa, call center information, or also you can reach out through social media channels on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Snapchat, and YouTube. If you look at some sample screenshots, again, the date is a key thing that you have to look at. Again, note that the main applicant will have to go to the center and bring her passport. Please choose the center that you want to pay it in. That might be limited options depending on the country you live in, and also the cancellation policy on your package. So you want to check the Nusuk's website for center information in your country. I checked for the United States and listed 4 cash centers. There's one in Washington, D.C., one in New York, one in Houston, and one in San Francisco. Let's talk about refunds and cancellations. So check your Hajj package, as each package has a distinct cancellation policy. There will be a grace period of 48 hours starting from booking time, during which cancellation policy might not apply. And this is only effective until 15 Zulqa'dah. Certain non-refundable cancellation fees still apply. So be really careful about the transaction amount that you're trying to select. You're satisfied with the package, and only then make the payment. Refunds made using the same payment method, except for cash payments, which could be refunded to the bank account. Now, do note that it could take 28+ days to receive a refund. So you want to make sure that you have sufficient funds to book another package. That's all for today. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala accept the Hajj from you and make it easy that all of this goes through fine. And remember the whole ummah in the du'as. Assalamu alaikum.